I am still a vice president for an organization and I am still continuing my service in IT. Along with that, whatever other activity ma'am highlighted is my passion to expose the corrupt people in the system and find a solution to the systematic problem. That's my core objective of being a social activist. So I think some of those areas already ma'am highlighted. So, and I was also one of the victims like each one of us. I will not differentiate between me and each one of you, because we are all the victims of this system called land scams. I will repeat, we are all the victims of land scams in Karnataka. Whether land scam happened in Karnataka only? No. It happened throughout the India. Who are the problem creators of this scam? It is the government. I will repeat, it is not the builders, it is not the landowners, it is not the banks, it is not the advocates, it's not the home buyers. It is the scam created by the bureaucrats, for the bureaucrats, from the bureaucrats. This is exactly what the solution we need to find out. And that is why when central government come up with an enactment called RERA, Real Estate Regulatory Act in 2016, they formed an excellent initiative to form a central level act called RERA, under which this land scam is expected to be fixed. How? Using section 17 of RERA. What does section 17 says? I think Veena ma'am already highlighted about home buyers' rights, you can file a complaint, etc., etc. I will not talk about it because ma'am already covered it. I will highlight only on section 17 of RERA, which talks about transfer of title. How the title need to be transferred. In an apartment, what do you mean by an apartment? It is your constructed square feet of area plus undivided share of interest in the land. That is called a property. But what is happening in sub-register office is when you register a sale deed, they are creating charges against your flat number 102 only, not against Schedule A. Who has done that? It is the sub-register's mistake. When the property of an apartment is there, they are supposed to create two charges because your undivided interest is in Schedule A, not in Schedule C. When you extract an EC, you will get EC of a flat. When you ask for EC of a land, whose name will come? I think Mr. Gentleman, I don't remember his senior citizen who spoke about that. This is exactly the problem happening across. It is only that few builders and landowners are not exposed. It doesn't mean that they are not doing it. I can name my builder, which is Shobha Developers, who is a public limited company. Shobha Developers is a public limited company who mortgaged my apartment and the land. 40 flats, some of them already registered. When the mortgage happened for 160 crores, it happened in June 2022. When 2-3 blocks already completed, OC obtained, registered. How can they do this? When these kind of things happen, that is when we need to start thinking why it is happening. It is only because, as gentleman said, it is land is not transferred in government record. But whether you don't have a rights on the land, absolutely you have. Veena ma'am already said, in the sale deed it is mentioned that you have a right in the land. But is it recorded in the revenue map? That is not being done. Whose mistake is this? It's a government mistake. What they have to do is, there is a High Court order which clearly says, I think DS Max case, association has to be registered under 1972, registered. And also this same order also mentioned, once the sale deed is executed, your common area is already been transferred. Correct me if I am wrong, ma'am. So in the same order it is written, once the sale deed is registered, your common area is already been transferred to flat owners. You get the point? But whether that is implemented, it is not implemented. Whether the people who represent the home buyers in front of a judge, whether they are taking the revenue map, land khata records or revenue RTC documents which proves the land ownership, they are not producing to the court. You get the point what I am trying to convey? It is our own mistakes of not producing the documents, evidences and solution in front of the honorable judge. If you don't produce these evidences saying that, my lord, sale deed mentioned 400 square feet, but that is not reflected in the revenue map, that is not reflected in land khata, that is not reflected in your RTC of your survey numbers. Is any advocate in this Karnataka represented this? I have not seen any case where it is said like this. And by the way, we are going to be taking this matter in the High Court. There are 2 more cases, which is HRC Sova Prestige, and there is classic landmark cases also going on. And I have filed a case in RERA also, and there are 100 more cases under section 17 we filed it. So what is the solution? You have to tell the facts in front of an honorable judge. Then only we will find a solution. Are we getting the solution? We are not getting a solution. Why? Because our presentations are not right. Our presentation in front of a judge is never been facts driven. Who has to do that? As a home buyer, I should be aware first. If you are purchasing a flat, I need to ensure my name appears not only in my sale deed, which is a contractual in nature, but also should reflect in government sarkari documents. I will give you one example. In Mahadevapura, Metro has acquired an apartment and they have demolished, and then for that they have to give a compensation of 2 crore rupees. The flat owners and the landowner's sons are fighting today in the court of law, saying that the land belongs to me. Flat owner's claim is it's a builder already sold and flat belongs to me and 2 crore rupee I should get it. Whereas the other party, landowner's son, it is my father's property because land khata reflects my father's name. So give me the compensation to my itself. So who is responsible for this? Is the flat owner or builders? No, it is only the government who is held responsible on this. They created this system in such a way that we always keep fighting. One case against the builders, one case against the home buyers, one case against the landlords. Who are the beneficiaries? I don't need to say who are the beneficiaries. You understood. If I want to file the case in the court of law, you have to spend a lot of money. If I want to litigate, I need to spend a lot of money. If I want to complain in government, I need to go and reach the government. If any complaint registered in any government, do you think it will be solved so easily? No. There is a system that works. So this system is created by the bureaucrats for the bureaucrats. And inside the bureaucrats who are there, I don't need to answer. You know who owns the land in India, right? So in Karnataka, none of the political parties were interested to solve this. But in last 2 years, we have written more than 300 articles. We are in touch with all the governments and ensure that all major political parties are aware of these situations, and we met everyone and include many other organizations also. I think our FAB is also doing an excellent job. They are also meeting a lot of bureaucrats and trying to bring awareness. And like that, there are many other organizations in Bangalore. There are, I think I can name 5 organizations who are working for the benefits of the flat owners. They are all working in their own style. Nothing is wrong. Everybody has their own style. They reached out to everyone, and in February there was a discussion happened in the Karnataka Assembly where they clearly said this matter has to be solved. One of the BJP MLA clearly said this problem need to be solved, and Congress government clearly said, DK Shivakumar said that yes, we are going to work on a new act. Till today there are multiple acts are there. Now they are saying we will define a new act. So should we keep quiet? Whatever government says, no. As an activist, what's my responsibility? To create that act. I myself created the act along with my members and submitted an apartment ownership new act in line with the Odisha Act. In December, we created this called apartment, it's called KHBF, Karnataka Apartment Ordinance Bill 2020-24, and we submitted to the government. You get out of all these nonsenses of different acts of forming a society, land transfer, everything. Please comply with central act called RERA. How to make it compliance? We defined the procedure and process, and we will work with the government. And I think that's what our DK Shivakumar, who is a DCM, also said, saying that they are working for a new act. When that is going to come, only God knows. Right? So in between, there are a lot of cases. As Beenabam said, there are multiple cases registered in High Court. There are legal pressure also being built. And there is a RERA chairman also. We are putting 100 cases on Section 17 compliance. And we are also registering cases against the unregistered association. Please don't take me wrong. Bima said some lot of people are registered in cases association. Yes. We are the one who are instigating and asking people to register cases in police station, register cases against the unregistered body in different platforms. On Shobha itself, I have registered in police complaint, and police record clearly says they have not produced the certificate of registration Why identity is required? I will come to that. So land transfer cannot happen today for one reason, because it cannot be bifurcated. For in Karnataka, as per Land Reforms Act, if you want to bifurcate, you have to put chakku bandi. Kannadadalli chakku bandi anta heltivi. Left alli enide, right alli enide, north alli ide, south alli ide. If you want to divide the do a partition of a land, then you have to put your coordinates. And for undivided share, you can't put it. So if you cannot put it, this is obligations of the government. And there are two models. One is a Maharashtra model, where the entire land will be transferred to whom? To a registered association. I will not talk about KOA, I will not talk about cooperative society, I will not even talk about KSRE also. Any association which is a body corporate defined by the government. Somebody, when you say body corporate, it should hold the land title. It should have a certificate of registration with a unique registration number in it. Nandani patra anta heltivi. The way a person is identified by different ways, an association also should have an identity. Identity comes from what? Certificate of registration issued by a competent authority. That should be there. And the second one is the bylaw should be registered with the competent authority. If you go to Companies Act, if you go to Societies Act, it is defined as a competent authority as their respective department heads. Correct? For KSRA, it is defined as Societies of Register, and for Companies Act, it is Register of Companies. You will go to them, and a couple of directors become the directors of the company, and few people form a company. Correct? Whom will you approach? You will approach the competent authority as defined in the Companies Act. Similarly, you have to go to the competent authority of the Act, which is Register of Cooperative Society, and ask for, give me certificate of registration. I don't care about any particular act. If some act says who is a competent authority, go to them and get a certificate of registration. Third one is, somebody is a president and secretary. Right? Whether can I call myself as a president and secretary and represent outside the case? No. Falcon City, there is a death happened, and there is a prestige, one girl died. The cases are registered individually against the people of who are members of the managing committee. You are getting my point? The cases should be registered against the association, against the role, not individual. But today what is happening, because you don't have an identity, the cases are getting registered against individually. Being served as a managing committee, why should I get FIR registered against me? Because I am representing a body which doesn't have a certificate of registration. Same case happened in my apartment in JP Nagar, where one suicide case happened. And police station were trying to check whether association is registered or not. If it is registered, they will register against the association, whatever may be the investigation, but not against the members of the society, members of the managing committee. So this is the lacuna that we are seeing. Police department is aware of it today. We are making a representation to the police commissioner. Multiple places we already told them, but officially we are going to make a recommendation. No cases should be registered against the association name, against or for, by the association or against the association, because you don't have a certificate of registration to prove. So this is why important to have a certificate of registration to prove yourself you are the body. That is very important when it comes to association. Because you cannot bifurcate the land, you need a body where the title can be transferred as per section 17 of RERA. So these are all very interlinked technologies and the legal system. Your association registration is a mandatory because you have to transfer the land. But can the system be corrected without transferring the entire, ma'am was telling about, why should I transfer? Because it's already given to me. If you go to the court of law, definitely if you go up to the court, you will get your justice, because it is mentioned in your sale deed. But why should I go to court and fight for 10 years when government is supposed to record my land rights in revenue records? My simple answer or question to the government is very easy and straightforward. If sale deed mentions this is the undivided share, show me in land records. Show my name. 400 square feet, Mr. Dhananjaya, Mr. Prasad owns 400 square feet of undivided share. Don't mention the full land parcel. Only undivided share, let them show it in land record. When it comes to EC, let them create a charges against the land. Why are they not creating the charges? If they fix these two, let me honestly tell you, association registration is not a very important aspect. If these two are not fixed, association register plays a very, very important and critical, because you have to transfer the entire land to you. Otherwise, we'll have to fight like what happened in Mahadevpura.
I think you are working on amending the KO Act.
Yeah, so I will talk about that. So we have given 3 solutions. Okay. Let me honestly tell you, even today, a lot of associations are still running on KSRA. Even today, you know what they're doing? Instead of Apartment Owners Welfare Association, they are registering as Apartment Residents Welfare Association. You get the point? Instead of owners, because High Court said owners association cannot be registered. But intelligently, a lot of advocates have suggested you remove the owner's name and put residents, and they are registering. I have records which they have done this manipulation because of some advocates suggested to them. Whether it is right or wrong? Yes, it is right, because High Court did not say owners resident association, it said owners association. I am really sorry to say this, the purpose is not about residents or owners, the purpose is how to protect my land. If the government find a solution by fixing land record issues, reflect my name in land record, charges being created against the Schedule A, this association is of no value, because every undivided share is already being given to you, it reflects in land records. Done. I don't care about us. Frankly speaking, after 10-15 years, you don't find anybody to come forward to run the association. This is a hard reality, please accept it. After 10-15 years, you will not find anybody. There are a lot of associations I know who don't have a body to represent. They don't have somebody to run the show also. Somebody not ready to sign. And in between, people like us are insisting, file a case, file a case. What will happen? Right? So for that reason, simple solution that I suggested is change the KSRA Act itself, include the definition. In definition it says NGO purpose, charity purpose, include, there is also says other societies, include the word called other societies, including apartment owners association or a welfare association. You change KSRA in 1960. If you change KSRA in 1960 and bring an amendment to KSRA, your 70% of the problem gets solved immediately. This is the first solution that I have given. Second solution is declare a competent authority for KOA 1972, because a lot of High Court order says KOA, you have to register under a KOA. But government has not declared any competent authority through a gazette notification. If you go to register a cooperative society, you will say I have not been authorized. I have been not given powers under KOA 1972. You give him a powers, no? What stops government to give powers to KO 1972 competent authority? So give the powers to him so that he can issue a registration certificate. Whatever the bylaw that you submit, I am not bothered about the bylaws also, frankly speaking. Some apartment will have their own bylaw. But that somebody has to certify my association saying that, boss, I am there. You don't go to court. You come to me first. Because I don't want to go to court. As a home buyer, we don't want to go. Anybody want to go to court? Nobody wants to go to court. We don't want to go. First thing is to competent authority should address my problems. For that, a competent authority should be notified through a gazette order. That is the second solution. You make KOA as a competent authority. And if you cannot do both, find out a new act like Odisha. I think in one of the program which Bina Pillai ma'am has conducted on apartment laws, there is a gentleman called Bimalendu Pradhan, who came from Odisha to talk about how he created, and I worked with him, and he is the one who given me the Odisha Act, and I modified the Act according to the Karnataka situation, and then submitted saying that if you can't change the KSRA, if you can't declare a competent authority for KOA, third option is come up with a new act. These are the 3 solutions that we have submitted from Karnataka Home Buyers Forum, saying that we need to fix this problem because I don't want to go to courts. Sorry to say this, we are not here to go to courts. We want government, because we are all taxpayers. My 30% of the tax goes to the government, and there are government servants who are supposed to take care of this. There are tribunal, let them set up a tribunal for apartments. Now we have crossed more than 20 lakhs or 30 lakhs population in Bangalore itself. And it is growing. It's a vertical development. We need a government body who looks after the apartments. We need a competent authority who will issue me a certificate of registration. I don't care about the act, whether it is a KOA 1972, KSRA amendment or a new act. we are not bothered. What we are bothered about is, I need a certificate of registration, bylaw certified by the competent authority, and if there are any complaints, I don't want courts. I want competent authority to set up a complaint redressal system. Why? Because I don't want to spend money. In Maharashtra, by paying 500 rupees or 1000 rupees, you can register a complaint and solve your problems. But if you want to go to court today, I need to spend lakhs of rupees. Why should I spend lakhs of rupees when the things can be sorted out with a competent authority by spending 1000 rupees? RERA, you know how much is the charge? It is 1000 rupees. We don't need advocate to represent your case if you are knowledgeable. And in Consumer Act also, if you are knowledgeable, 5,000 rupees, I don't know, 5,000 rupees. 5,000 rupees is a consumer court case fee. Sorry?
I have one more question.
Yeah.
Not about technicality,
So,
about apartments. You are saying that if you are a properly registered association, the police can lodge complaint against association, not against CSV Prasad.
no, not. Against individuals.
That's what-
Yes.
Against individuals.
Yes.
But question is, Shanti Park Apartments is in Jayanagar 9th block. Somebody commits suicide or some accident happens, somebody dies. You want to catch hold of the association or the individual. Jayanagar 9th block, some murder happens or something happens. Are you catching hold of the corporator or the MLA or anybody? Why only the apartment association when it comes you want the...
I'll tell you that. See, you need to understand apartment is a property, right? And it's an undivided share and within 15 acres of land. See, accident can happen by any means. Accident can happen any means. Anybody can commit suicide in the society. And if any cases to be registered, if your association is not a registered body, police don't have any option other than registering against individual. The cases will be registered against Mr. Prasad. Cases will be registered against Dhananjaya. If you don't have a registered body, if you have a registered body, the cases will be registered against Mr. Association. And today you are running the show as an association. Tomorrow somebody else will have to fight. You are getting the point? Because if you have a platform, cases can be registered against the platform, not against the pillars of the platform. Please understand. If you don't have a platform, then pillars will have to take the burden. Why should I, being a managing committee who is serving as a president or secretary who is a charitable in nature, right? Because you are taking your personal time and serving, signing the contract and everything you are doing for charity purpose, to welfare.
In this case, why should he accept that he is a president once he is not registered?
Definitely you should not. That is my challenge. I have registered cases against people.
My point is, if say I was the person there,
You should not. You should.
inside the back, I still don't believe it is because of the individual capacity as well.
No, I will tell you. If somebody, government is not certifying Mr. X is a president, Mr. Y is a secretary, you don't have identity. How do you prove that I am a president? By conducting an election?
My question is, how did police arrest an individual? Why should he go inside?
The reason is, it is unregistered body. And there is a signature. There is a signature who is signing as a president or a secretary.
It doesn't have any legal validity.
It doesn't have a legal identity. Then that is why the president and secretary will be penalized for acting without a registration certificate. Why are you signing?
This is exactly the thing.
This is why we need a body. This is why we need a registration certificate. We need a competent authority.
We are blissfully unaware. Shanti Park Apartments has got around 10 apartment associations within the complex. But is any one of them under section under 1972? No.
See, and it's all a goodwill, sir. See, I will tell you, it's all running on a goodwill. It's all running on a goodwill. But when the goodwill will break is because of the greediness. Please understand. Even today, there are a lot of good advocates. There are a lot of good landowners. They are also not aware about this. Uska naam nahi hai. Matlab, the entire land belongs to him. Not everyone is aware of it. Yeah, I think in the interest of time, we'll have to close the session. My name is Dhananjaya Padmanabhachar. You can search my name in YouTube or in Twitter, and Karnataka Home Buyers Forum, you can search it. Prasad knows very well.
If more than 200 people, sir, if more than 200 people are assuring that they will attend, we can have a half a day session.
No, it requires because lot of brainstorming session need to happen. We need to address the issues, and we need request Beena Panle also to throw her legal expertise and how to fix this problem. And we discussed with Santosh Hegde sir also multiple occasions. In fact, I invited him for one of my NGO program, and he was the president, and we discussed for more than 2 hours and showed him all the irregular that's happening. And we took his apartment details and showed, saying that your apartment land also shows different owner name. Then he was also shocked. This is hard reality. That's why I think he made a statement saying that we need a new act, new regulation that should come in.